Hello and welcome to all. The electric car market is booming, especially since the announcement of the progressive disappearance of diesel and gasoline engines in the near future. The market is therefore very promising and only needs to be exploited by car manufacturers, which most of them have already done. But among the giants interested in the electric sector, like Mercedes or Volkswagen, there is an outsider that we really didn't expect and who has nothing to do with the car industry. You might be very surprised indeed if we told you that Apple has decided to create its own car, the Icar, entirely autonomous and electric. The Apple company is planning to revolutionize the world of electric cars with the futuristic technologies that its engineers have managed to develop. Are we already at the dawn of a new era where we would see smartphone or computer manufacturers launching into the production of cars on a production line? And will we really be able to see Apple cars on the road tomorrow with the procession of applications and iOS updates? Well, make yourself comfortable because that's what we're going to try to discover in this video. Let's start. The idea that a smartphone manufacturer can make cars may seem unusual or absurd. However, it's already been more than 6 years since Apple let this incredible news be known to its incredulous fans. It was in 2014 when the Californian firm leaked rumors of a new project called Titan, which mobilized a large team of more than 1,000 experts in the field of electric cars and automotive engineers. The project, enigmatic as it was, had been the subject of much speculation, and everyone was talking about what the first Apple car would look like. But because of various leadership problems and disagreements between the teams, as well as many other difficulties, this project will never see the light of day, and very quickly the press will relegate it to the dustbin of media. But what was it that pushed the computer and electronic equipment manufacturer into the middle of the automotive sector? It is not the first company in this sector to want to enter the automotive industry, since other companies such as Huawei or Sony have already done so before. The Japanese company had already unveiled to the public in 2020 the Vision S, a small sedan packed with sensors and incorporating advanced technology. The little Japanese car was a hit with visitors to the high-tech show in Las Vegas, as it had nothing to envy to models from the giants of the sector, such as Tesla or Polestar. Thanks to an all-wheel drive system and a dual engine that offers up to 400 kilowatts of power, or 536 horsepower, the Vision S can reach a top speed of 240 kilometers an hour and accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 4.8 seconds. But if this vehicle is a hit with the American public, Sony did not specify if it was intended to be mass-produced and sold, or if it is a simple concept car intended to demonstrate the company's technological advances. The Japanese manufacturer has not revealed anything about the battery capacity of its electric sedan, nor its range, which is certainly not insignificant. The biggest challenge for an electric car is the battery, because it determines the power, the range, and even the comfort and safety of the vehicle. And it is precisely on this point that Apple has decided to innovate, because the Californian firm might have succeeded in developing a new revolutionary battery technology, which would finally allow it to launch its first car of its kind, the Apple Car. But to really understand this incredible innovation and all the repercussions it implies, we should already know a little more about electric car batteries. What you need to know first of all is that almost all current batteries are made up of a multitude of cells or small plates assembled as close as possible to each other. Thanks to this manufacturing model, assembly line production is much simpler and therefore much more profitable. However, there is a downside to this, as the physical architecture of these batteries makes them heavier due to the empty spaces that remain between the cells during their assembly. It is not so much a problem of weight as of size, since we must keep in mind that this battery must be integrated into the car's interior and must therefore be as small as possible. It seems that Apple company could have already solved these two size problems, if we can afford this pun, by inventing a revolutionary battery. This condensed, state-of-the-art technology has the particularity of being manufactured in a single compact block, which greatly limits the waste of weight and space that was lost due to the packaging of the cells. But this is not really the only innovation that this battery will bring, since it will be comprised of a chemical mixture called LFP or lithium iron phosphate. This new manufacturing technology for batteries ensures them an exceptionally good performance and durability, which makes them ideal for use in a road vehicle. With this kind of LFP battery, as well as its ultra-compact manufacturing architecture, Apple intends to seriously disrupt the electric car industry and to bring back its mega project Titan like a phoenix from its ashes. For the Californian firm, the Apple Car will have the same effect on the public as the first iPhone, which shows how much confidence its engineers have in their new revolutionary technologies. Over the years, Apple has filed dozens, even hundreds of automotive patents, which could help equip its future car. This car will be equipped with automated doors that can open and close silently with very high levels of security. The Icar will also have a cabin completely devoid of steering wheel or pedals, which clearly indicates its total autonomy. There will also be many flat screens dedicated to augmented or virtual reality, which will offer its lucky passengers an incredible visibility of their environment. And since the Apple company never does things by halves, its car will have spherical wheels, allowing the car to move 360 degrees and to perform maneuvers literally impossible for cars with tires. The Icar will also be equipped with a driving and navigation system that is much more intuitive and aesthetic than the one currently used by most manufacturers. As far as design is concerned, and knowing the Apple company's sleek style, one can only fantasize about the shape and bodywork that the Icar will have. But of course, the final result will also depend on the manufacturer with which Apple will ally itself for the realization of this project. Because the Californian firm has no production facility, it will invariably have to cooperate with a well-known car manufacturer, which will also allow it to benefit from its industrial infrastructure and know-how in this field. Apple has already started several negotiations with large manufacturers such as Hyundai, Nissan, or Volkswagen. But it will probably be the largest car manufacturer in the world, the Japanese giant Toyota, which will have the privilege to see the first iCar coming out of its robotized assembly line. Anyway, the design of Apple's future car never ceases to make Apple aficionados dream, just like they do for the release of the new iPhone. And even if no details from the drawing board of Apple's designers have been leaked to the public, some artists and Apple enthusiasts have already started to imagine what the iCar could look like. Based on the usual designs of the Apple devices, models all crazier and more unusual than the others have emerged on the net. We find, for example, the incredible design of the site Let's Go Digital, in association with the 3D designer's concept creator, and which certainly does not lack originality. The artists were indeed inspired by a computer mouse, the Magic Mouse, which once equipped the iMac Pro. The result is a car with flattened but spacious lines and an aerodynamic design, as if to emphasize the sporty potential of the future sedan. The website's 3D designers also imagined a plain livery for Apple's vehicle, which would be entirely covered in an elegant matte black, with curves highlighted in chrome and a bright light signature. Other designers, more or less renowned, have also tried to reproduce what the iCar could look like, and we can say that their imagination is at least overflowing. The craziest shapes and designs are born under the brushstrokes of these artists, whose only common denominator is their love for the Apple brand. And it is precisely this emblematic logo that they all use to decorate their creation, and that we could well see above the grille of the new iCar very soon. Even if the Californian company is keeping its famous Titan project a secret, it has nevertheless announced the next road revolution for the year 2024. Apple indeed affirms that it will begin the marketing of its iCars as soon as possible, with a deadline which will extend at most until the beginning of the year 2025. Until then, the speculations and the wildest rumors do not cease to grow. And obviously, one of the questions that comes back the most concern the future performances of the car of Apple, as well as the price we will have to pay in order to leave at the wheel of an iCar. Analysts of the automotive sector and experts of the Apple brand assure that the iCar will be a sporty sedan, which, although fully autonomous and robotized, will keep a sporty and refined side and lines drawn for the road. This future road car will be equipped with a powerful and highly efficient electric motorization, especially since it will benefit from the lithium-ion battery. The iCar will probably have nothing to envy in terms of performance and efficiency on the road than its counterparts from Tesla, for example, whose fastest models will have difficulty competing with it in terms of speed and road holding. It remains to be seen at what price such a toy can be sold, which remains a concentrate of advanced technology and noble materials, and therefore necessarily expensive. The most optimistic analysts expect the price to be between $50,000 and $65,000 for the first models, or about 42,000 to 55,000 euros. But these are only risky estimates without any real basis, because everyone knows how expensive Apple products are, starting with the iPhone, for example, which was the first smartphone to exceed the price of 1,000 euros. It is therefore completely illusory to think that the cost of Apple's car will not follow the same pricing trend as for its other electronic devices. The iCar is therefore likely to cost a small fortune and could even exceed the prices of its high-end competitors from Tesla, which can be sold for more than $200,000 depending on the model. To this must be added, of course, all the costs inherent to the applications that would be compatible or specially adapted to the iCar, and which we can imagine will not be free. But this will certainly not discourage lovers of the Apple brand, who, as we know, will not hesitate to spend all their savings to equip themselves with Apple. It is therefore quite likely that Apple will respect the deadlines it had set for the realization of its Titan project, and that we can see on our roads cars stamped with the famous crooked Apple logo. Whatever the case, the iCar is well on its way to becoming a hit with the public, and we can already imagine the long queues at the brand's future dealerships, which would remind us of the launch of the new iPhones. And that's it for today. What do you think about the surprising autonomous car that Apple is about to launch on the market? And do you really think that the new Icar will be able to revolutionize the automotive world, as the iPhone had revolutionized the smartphone market? Tell us in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to put a like and subscribe and activate the notifications. See you soon for new discoveries out of the ordinary.